National television programs in the United States a few years ago. What is God's message to the world? A particular TV host said to me, Neale, you claim to have had an actual conversation with God. If you really did have a conversation with God, what's God's message to the world? And they always ask you those questions when you have about 30 seconds left in the program. They never give you an hour and a half to give an answer to a question that big. They say, Neale, we have about 30 seconds. Could you give it to us in one paragraph? And I thought about it for just a moment, just a flicker of a time. And I thought, what can I say to this man in 30 seconds in answer to the question? What is God's message to the world? And the answer came to me just that fast. I said, you know what? I can do it in less than one paragraph. I can give it to you in 5 words, at least 5 words in English. And so he said, okay, here is God's message to the world in 5 words. Neale? And I was able to deliver those 5 words. Here is God's message to the world in 5 words. You've got me all wrong. You've got me all wrong. I don't need anything from you. I don't demand anything from you. I don't require anything from you. There is no judgment. There is no condemnation. There is no punishment. There is no everlasting damnation. Guys, you've got me all wrong. Could that be true? Could it really be true that there is a God, that life is eternal, that life goes on forever and ever, but there's no condemnation? There's no judgment? There's no punishment? It just goes on without any of that? And the new theology in Conversations with God says, yes, that is the good news. I mean, the really good news. Conversations with God agrees with the religions of the world that death does not exist, but disagrees with the world's religions, which tell us that there is judgment, condemnation, and everlasting punishment. What Conversations with God tells us that death is simply a process of re-identification in which you reclaim and re-experience who you really are, in which you know again your true identity, in which you come to be aware and conscious, fully aware and totally conscious of everything, who and what God is, why you are in physicality, what the purpose of everlasting life, both in the physical and the metaphysical, is about, and how to move through that everlasting experience in such a way that you accomplish and achieve the agenda of the soul. If God were to punish us, God would be punishing itself, because there's nothing else but God.